You cannot change what you refuse to confront. Sometimes good things fall apart, so better things can fall together. Don't think of cost, think of value. Sometimes you need to distance yourself to see things clearly. Too many people buy things they don't need with money. They don't have to impress people they don't know. No matter how many mistakes you make or how slow you progress, you are still way ahead of everyone who isn't trying. If a person wants to be a part of your life, they will make an obvious effort to do so. Think twice before reserving a space in your heart for people who do not make an effort to stay. Making one person smile can change the world. Maybe not the whole world, but their world. Saying someone is ugly doesn't make you any prettier. The only normal people you know are the ones you don't know very well. Life is 10% of what happens to you, and 90% of how you react to it. The most painful thing is losing yourself in the process of loving someone too much and forgetting that you are special too. It's better to be alone than to be in bad company. As we grow up, we realize it becomes less important to have more friends and more important to have real ones. Making 100 friends is not a miracle. The miracle is to make a single friend who will stand by your side even when hundreds are against you. Giving up doesn't always mean you're weak. Sometimes it means you are strong enough and smart enough to let go and move on. Don't say you don't have enough time. You have exactly the same number of hours per day that were given to all the geniuses born. If you really want to do something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. Don't choose the one who is beautiful to the world. Choose the one who makes your world beautiful. Falling in love is not a choice. To stay in love is. True love isn't about being inseparable. It's about two people being true to each other, even when they are separated. While you're busy looking for the perfect person, you'll probably miss the imperfect person who could make you perfectly happy. Never do something permanently foolish just because you are temporarily upset. You can learn great things from your mistakes when you aren't busy denying them. In life, if you don't risk anything, you risk everything. When you stop chasing the wrong things, you give the right things a chance to catch you. Every single thing that has ever happened in your life is preparing you for a moment that is yet to come. There isn't anything noble about being superior to another person. True nobility is in being superior to the person you once were. Trying to be someone else is a waste of the person you are. You will never become who you want to be if you keep blaming everyone else for who you are now. People are more what they hide than what they show. Sometimes people don't notice the things others do for them until they stop doing them. Don't listen to what people say. Watch what they do. Being alone does not mean you are lonely, and being lonely does not mean you are alone. Love is not about sex, going on fancy dates, or showing off. It's about being with a person who makes you happy in a way nobody else can. Anyone can come into your life and say how much they love you. It takes someone really special to stay in your life and show how much they love you. Burn the candles, use the nice sheets, Wear the fancy lingerie. Don't save it for a special occasion. Today is special. Love and appreciate your parents. We are often so busy growing up. We forget they are also growing old. When you have to start compromising yourself and your morals for the people around you, it's probably time to change the people around you. Learn to love yourself first, instead of loving the idea of other people loving you. When someone tells you you've changed, it might simply be because you've stopped living your life their way. Someone else doesn't have to be wrong for you to be right. Be happy. Be yourself. If others don't like it, then let them be. Happiness is a choice. Life isn't about pleasing everybody. When you're up, your friends know who you are. When you're down, you know who your friends are. Don't look for someone who will solve all your problems. Look for someone who will face them with you. If you expect the world to be fair with you because you are fair, you're fooling yourself. That's like expecting the lion not to eat you because you didn't eat him. No matter how good or bad you have it, wake up each day thankful for your life. Someone somewhere else is desperately fighting for theirs. The smallest act of kindness is worth more than the grandest intention. Many people are so poor because the only thing they have is money. Learn to appreciate the things you have before time forces you to appreciate the things you once had. When you choose to see the good in others, you end up finding the good in yourself. You don't drown by falling in the water. You drown by staying there. It's better to know and be disappointed than to never know and always wonder. There are things that we don't want to happen, but have to accept. Things we don't want to know, but have to learn. And people we can't live without, but have to let go. Happiness is not determined by what's happening around you, but rather what's happening inside you. Most people depend on others to gain happiness. But the truth is, it always comes from within. If you tell the truth, it becomes a part of your past. If you lie, it becomes a part of your future. What you do every day matters more than what you do every once in a while. You can't start the next chapter of your life if you keep rereading your last one. Things turn out best for people who make the best out of the way things turn out. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change the way you think about it. You become what you focus on, and like the people you spend time with. People do what seems easy and convenient, not what is best for them. When values are clear, decisions are easy. If you just help enough other people get what they need, you will get everything you need. Build your house on the rock of learning. No one can take your education away from you. Whatever you fill your brain with and whoever you spend your time with will determine your life a decade from now. Hope is not a strategy. Successful people willingly do what unsuccessful people are unwilling to do. My definition of success: when your core values and self-concept are in harmony with your daily actions and behaviors. To be interesting, be interested. Remember, everyone you meet is fighting a mighty battle. Be kind, be understanding. The minute you stop expecting life to be simple, fair, and easy, it becomes simple, fair, and easy. To be successful in life, you must have a plan, prepare for the journey, launch into action, adjust as you go, network with those who know. True friends are always together in spirit. There is nothing I would not do for those who are really my friends. A single rose can be my garden, a single friend, my world. Each friend represents a world in us, a world possibly not born until they arrive, and it is only by this meeting that a new world is born. An insincere and evil friend is more to be feared than a wild beast. A wild beast may wound your body, but an evil friend will wound your mind. Nothing but heaven itself is better than a friend who is really a friend. True friendship resists time, distance, and silence. One of the most beautiful qualities of true friendship is to understand and be understood. Life is an awful, ugly place to not have a best friend. Remember, the greatest gift is not found in a store nor under a tree, but in the hearts of true friends. Who finds a faithful friend finds a treasure. Your friends will know you better in the first minute you meet than your acquaintances will know you in 1,000 years. A friend is someone who makes it easy to believe in yourself. A friend is someone with whom you dare to be yourself. Good friends are like stars. You don't always see them, but you know they are there. A friend is one before whom I may think aloud. A friend is one of the nicest things you can have, and one of the best things you can be. Friendship is all about trusting each other, helping each other, loving each other, and being crazy together. Life is partly what we make it, and partly what it is made by the friends we choose. Only your real friends tell you when your face is dirty. No man is useless while he has a friend. Every gift from a friend is a wish for your happiness. Hold a true friend with both your hands. One measure of friendship consists not in the number of things friends can discuss, but in the number of things they need no longer mention. Friends are like flowers. They fill the world with beauty. The language of friendship is not words, but meanings. Friendship consists in forgetting what one gives and remembering what one receives. One friend in a storm is worth more than 1,000 friends in sunshine. Depth of friendship does not depend on length of acquaintance. In friendship, we find nothing false or insincere. Everything is straightforward and springs from the heart. Friendship is the hardest thing in the world to explain. It's not something you learn in school, but if you haven't learned the meaning of friendship, you really haven't learned anything. In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. Friendship is the inexpressible comfort of feeling safe with a person, having neither to weigh thoughts nor measure words. Don't walk behind me. I may not lead. Don't walk in front of me. I may not follow. Just walk beside me and be my friend. True friendship is like sound health. The value of it is seldom known until it be lost. Life can give us a number of beautiful friends, but only true, caring, and understanding friends can give us a beautiful life. When the world is so complicated, the simple gift of friendship is within all of our hands. A strong friendship doesn't need daily conversation, doesn't always need togetherness. As long as the relationship and affection lives in the heart, true friends will never part. There's not a word yet for old friends who've just met. Some people arrive and make such a beautiful impact on your life. You can barely remember what life was like without them. Many people will walk in and out of your life, but only true friends leave footprints in your heart. My best friend is the one who brings out the best in me. What is a friend? A single soul dwelling in two bodies. A friend is someone who gives you total freedom to be yourself. A real friend is one who walks in when the rest of the world walks out. A good friend is like a four-leaf clover, hard to find and lucky to have. The best things in life aren't things. They're your friends and their companionship. There is nothing on this earth more to be prized than true friendship. A friend is someone who is there for you when he'd rather be somewhere else. Of all possessions, a friend is the most precious. The only way to have a friend is to be one. Friendship is the golden thread that ties the heart of all the world. A true friend never gets in your way unless you happen to be going down. Friends are those rare people who ask how we are and then wait to hear the answer. A friend is someone who knows all about you and still loves you. Never leave a friend behind. Friends are all we have to get us through this life, and they're the only things from this world that we could hope to see in the next. Rare as is true love, true friendship is rarer. A good friend knows all your best stories, but a best friend has lived them with you in loyalty. The most beautiful discovery true friends make is that they can grow separately without growing apart. 10 minutes with a genuine friend is better than years spent with anyone less. Friendship without self-interest is one of the rare and beautiful things in life. Friends are the angels who lift us to our feet when our wings have trouble remembering how to fly. Time doesn't take away from friendship, nor does separation. A friend is one of the best things you can be, and the greatest things you can have. Real friendship, like real poetry, is extremely rare and precious as a pearl. Friendship is always a sweet responsibility, never an opportunity. True friends aren't the ones who make your problems disappear. They're the ones who won't disappear when you're facing problems. Truly great friends are hard to find, difficult to leave, and impossible to forget. The essence of true friendship is to make allowance for another's little lapses. Everyone has a friend during each stage of life, but only lucky ones have the same friend in all stages of life to provide them with warmth, compassion, and kindness. Friendship is accepting a person with all their qualities, good and bad. A sweet friendship refreshes the soul. A friend knows the song in my heart and sings it to me when my memory fails. True friendship comes when the silence between two people is comfortable. One loyal friend is worth 10,000 relatives. True friends are like diamonds, bright, beautiful, valuable, and always in style. I would rather walk with a friend in the dark than alone in the light. In a friend, you find a second self. A friend is one that knows you as you are, understands where you have been, accepts what you have become, and still, gently, allows you to grow. The best mirror is an old friend. Friendship is the only cement that will ever hold the world together. The better part of one's life consists of his friendships. Friends are honest with each other, even if the truth hurts. If you have 2 friends in your lifetime, you're lucky. If you have 1 good friend, you're more than lucky. Friendship improves happiness and abates misery by the doubling of our joy and the dividing of our grief. The art of war is of vital importance to the state. It is a matter of life and death, a road either to safety or to ruin. All warfare is based on deception. It is only one who is thoroughly acquainted with the evils of war that can thoroughly understand the profitable way of carrying it on. The skillful soldier does not raise a second levy, neither are his supply wagons loaded more than twice. To fight and conquer in all your battles is not supreme excellence. Supreme excellence consists in breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting. He will win who knows when to fight and when not to fight. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. If you know yourself but not the enemy, for every victory gained you will also suffer defeat. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you will succumb in every battle. What the ancients called a clever fighter is one who not only wins, but excels in winning with ease. Making no mistakes is what establishes the certainty of victory, for it means conquering an enemy that is already defeated. Water shapes its course according to the nature of the ground over which it flows. The soldier works out his victory in relation to the foe whom he is facing. Success in warfare is gained by carefully accommodating ourselves to the enemy's purpose. Energy may be likened to the bending of a crossbow, decision to the releasing of the trigger. Anger may in time change to gladness. Vexation may be succeeded by content. But a kingdom that has once been destroyed can never come again into being, nor can the dead ever be brought back to life. If your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate him, pretend to be weak, that he may grow arrogant. In war, practice dissimulation, and you will succeed. If the enemy leaves a door open, you must rush in. We cannot enter into alliances until we are acquainted with the designs of our neighbors. The experienced soldier, once in motion, is never bewildered. Once he has broken camp, he is never at a loss. If you know the enemy and know yourself, your victory will not stand in doubt. The general who wins a battle makes many calculations in his temple ere the battle is fought. The general who loses a battle makes but few calculations beforehand. The general who is skilled in defense hides in the most secret recesses of the earth. He who is skilled in attack flashes forth from the topmost heights of heaven. The consummate leader cultivates the moral law and strictly adheres to method and discipline. Thus it is in his power to control success. Simulated disorder postulates perfect discipline. Simulated fear postulates courage. Simulated weakness postulates strength. Whoever is first in the field and awaits the coming of the enemy will be fresh for the fight. Whoever is second in the field and has to hasten to battle will arrive exhausted. The quality of decision is like the well-timed swoop of a falcon, which enables it to strike and destroy its victim. All men can see the tactics whereby I conquer, but what none can see is the strategy out of which victory is evolved. Do not repeat the tactics which have gained you one victory, but let your methods be regulated by the infinite variety of circumstances. He who can modify his tactics in relation to his opponent and thereby succeed in winning may be called a heaven-born captain. The difficulty of tactical maneuvering consists in turning the devious into the direct and misfortune into gain. Maneuvering with an army is advantageous, with an undisciplined multitude most dangerous. We are not fit to lead an army on the march unless we are familiar with the face of the country, its mountains and forests, its pitfalls and precipices, its marshes and swamps. Move not unless you see an advantage. Use not your troops unless there is something to be gained. Fight not unless the position is critical. No ruler should put troops into the field merely to gratify his own spleen. No general should fight a battle simply out of pique. What enables the wise sovereign and the good general to strike and conquer and achieve things beyond the reach of ordinary men is foreknowledge. When the general is weak and without authority, when his orders are not clear and distinct, when there are no fixed duties assigned to officers and men, and the ranks are formed in a slovenly, haphazard manner, the result is utter disorganization. If fighting is sure to result in victory, then you must fight, even though the ruler forbid it. If fighting will not result in victory, then you must not fight, even at the ruler's bidding. Regard your soldiers as your children, and they will follow you into the deepest valleys. Look upon them as your own beloved sons, and they will stand by you, even unto death. The general who advances without coveting fame, and retreats without fearing disgrace, whose only thought is to protect his country and do good service for his sovereign, is the jewel of the kingdom. Hold out baits to entice the enemy, feign disorder and crush him. If equally matched, we can offer battle. If slightly inferior in numbers, we can avoid the enemy. If quite unequal in every way, we can flee from him. Thus it is that in war the victorious strategist only seeks battle after the victory has been won, whereas he who is destined to defeat first fights and afterwards looks for victory. The control of a large force is the same principle as the control of a few men. It is merely a question of dividing up their numbers. The clever combatant looks to the effect of combined energy and does not require too much from individuals. You can be sure of succeeding in your attacks if you only attack places which are undefended. O divine art of subtlety and secrecy! Through you, we learn to be invisible, through you inaudible, and hence we can hold the enemy's fate in our hands. Numerical weakness comes from having to prepare against possible attacks. Numerical strength from compelling our adversary to make these preparations against us. Knowing the place and the time of the coming battle, we may concentrate from the greatest distances in order to fight. In making tactical dispositions, the highest pitch you can attain is to conceal them. Carefully compare the opposing army with your own, so that you may know where strength is superabundant and where it is deficient. To take a long and circuitous route, after enticing the enemy out of the way, and those starting after him, to contrive to reach the goal before him, shows knowledge of the artifice of deviation. Let your rapidity be that of the wind, your compactness that of the forest. In raiding and plundering be like fire, in immovability like a mountain. Place your army in deadly peril, and it will survive. Plunge it into desperate straits, and it will come off in safety. Forestall your opponent by seizing what he holds dear, and subtly contrive to time his arrival on the ground. Walk in the path defined by rule, and accommodate yourself to the enemy until you can fight a decisive battle. At first, then, exhibit the coyness of a maiden until the enemy gives you an opening. Afterwards, emulate the rapidity of a running hare, and it will be too late for the enemy to oppose you. If it is to your advantage, make a forward move. If not, stay where you are. If you know heaven and know earth, you may make your victory complete. Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt